wow, so weather has definitely been tough lately. So it's been, I don't have much to complain. It's only been cold and raining here. It's not like it was in Texas or anything, but it has kept me from working on the car. So we haven't got much done since the last video, but today we've got a nice day finally. So we're gonna get at it and try to get this rear subframe trimmed up and test fitted and go from there. We'll see how far we get. Stuff usually takes longer than I think it is, so probably won't make it, but that's the goal, is to get it in there and test fitted. So we'll see. Thanks. So this is the mark where I need to put the cross member at. The front of the cross member, it needs to be at that mark. So if you look inside under here, alright, so here's kind of a view under the car. So these are the through the floor subframe connectors. They go all the way to the front of the car and are welded up to the front subframe. So we're going to keep those. So the plan is we're going to cut the floorboard and this box out. We need to cut another 2 inches or so out. So we'll get that cut out. We're not going to touch these for right now, and then we'll final cut these and we'll have this all out of the way, so that way we'll be able to get a good weld on the 4-link frame, the 4-link subframe when we put it in. So we'll get to cutting. Alright, so we're going to get started. We got to drill some holes that'll be big enough for the Sawzall blades to fit down through the floorboard. So we'll get these holes drilled, top and bottom, and then we'll start cutting. Alright, I got the holes drilled, so now we're going to see if this blade has any life left in it. If not, we'll put a new one on it. But we'll get cutting. Got to plug it in to be able to cut. Pro tip. Alright, so got cut out what we needed to cut out, so now it's time to take a step back and do some more measuring, and we'll get back at it. Alright, so we got the floor cut out a little bit more, so now you can see how the through the floor subframe connectors are exposed a few inches. So we'll final cut those once we get exact measurements, but for right now you can see we have all these brackets left on the side of the frame, so I need to get this smooth because the 4-link frame also gets welded to there. So I've been cutting on this side. You see I got them most off. I've got to get the grinder out some more. So we'll cut this other side out and we'll go from there. Alright, so we finished getting all the brackets and everything ground off of the Falcon frame. So it's time to do some measuring, and then we'll get the 4-link frame cut. So the universal kit we got from Checkered Racing, the 4-link frame, the cross member for there is 59 3/4. When you measure where we're going to put it in the Falcon, it's 55 3/8. So if you subtract those two, you end up with 4 3/8. You need to divide that by 2, and then you get 2 3/16 of an inch. So that's how much we need to remove off of the cross member on the 4-link. So we'll get that. I'm still deciding how I'm going to cut that off. I think I'm going to try to use my chop saw, make sure everything stays nice and square. But we'll figure it out, and I'll put it on video so we can see if it works out or not. Alright, we'll get to cutting. Alright, so took my measurements, and I measured in 2 3/16 inch from the end. Made my mark with my Sharpie, so that's where I'm going to cut. I used a level, and where I've got the cross member sitting right now, it is level, and then I'm just going to use my chop saw. I've got it set up for 0 and got it braced back there, so we're going to start making this first cut, and we'll check it out and see how it works. Alright, so we got both ends cut. Worked out better than I thought it would, so that's pretty cool. So, moment of truth is, let's get a measurement. And we should be 55 3/8, which it's almost perfect. It's just a little bit shy, but that'll work. Alright, so we made some pretty good progress today. Got the 4-link frame cut and it fits really nice, just about perfect. Got through the floor subframe connectors cut where I need them. So the next thing we've got to do is get the back cut, so then we can get everything tacked in, and then we can test fit the rear end to make sure everything's right. But I got to get the rear bumper off to do this, and it's kind of froze on there, the old rusty bolts. So we are going to spray them with some WD-40, and that'll be in the next video. But thanks for everybody that's watching, and we'll keep at it.